Hey everybody, this is the video for 5-16, and we actually have to use the information from 5-15 to help us complete this part of the assignment. We are given the account names, the account numbers, and the balance before the adjusting entry. So you need to double check your general ledger to make sure everything is how it should be. And so I'm going to make sure that your assignment, your forms are correct, but just double check to make sure, because I am human and I do make mistakes, so just take care of that. So now we're asked to, make sure that's page 3, take the information from the worksheet, the adjustments that we made, and put them into the general journal. So we're going to start at the top. We have supplies and supplies expense. So the information is for the end of October. So on the ledger and journal, we're going to have a date of October 31st. Make sure you type adjusting entries at the top. It does not have to be centered, but it does make it easier. So we have adjusting entries. So we have supplies expense, because you always list the expense account first when adjusting. And then we're going to have supplies as the credit. So we have it was $410. Let me zoom in on this for you. So there is the first transaction. The second adjusting entry is prepaid insurance. So we're going to go insurance expense. And then prepaid insurance. The amount was $150. So far, so good. This is pretty straightforward. The next one is depreciation. So we're going to have depreciation expense. I usually work from the top of the right column, but you can work from the left. It is completely up to you. Just make sure that you do not forget an account. That has happened more times than I care to remember for students. That is $250. And then the last one is wages expense and wages payable. There we go. And that was $175. So I find it easier to work from top to bottom. You may find it easier to work from the expense side first. Either way, it does not matter. So now the next step is we have to take this information in the journal and put it into the ledger. So the first one is supplies expense for $410. So we're going to find supplies expense, put the date, so it's October 31st, it's an adjusting entry, journal page 3, $410. Then we're going to go up to supplies. It already has the date, so we're going to put, it already has the month, so we're going to put the date. Adjusting entry, that it was the 3rd, and it was $410. And then we're going to have to find the, excuse me, the remaining balance. $215. So then we're just going to complete the process for the rest of the adjusting entries. So insurance expense was $150. October 31st. Adjusting came off J3, $150. Then we're going to go up to prepaid insurance. Put the date, put that it's an adjusting entry. $150. That gives us a balance of $800. Make sure. Okay, depreciation expense for $250. $250. Go up to accumulated depreciation. The accumulated depreciation account is not closed at the end of the month, so more than likely you will have a pre-existing balance in that account if you did not just purchase the item. So you may have previous transactions. The last transaction is wages expense and wages payable for $175. Here you would do your math. So $17.35. Go up to wages payable. Oops. Make sure I enter in adjusting. Okay, and that is all there is to this problem. If you have any questions, let me know.